All right, it's a great day. First episode of Hair of the Dog. Hair of the Dog is not just because I'm covered by dogs and have their hair all over me, but we're also going to be discussing something that we all love, which is spirits. So I've spent about 25 years in the restaurant business, so I'm going to start doing weekly reviews on different spirits. I'm going to give you their smell, I'm going to give you the taste, I'm going to give you the value, where they're from, classifications, give you a little bit of information, as well as a suggested price plus an overall rating on this spirit. One of the first ones I'm going to do today, as you see in the background, I have the entire line of Dobel. Dobel, as I have the entire line of Dobel. I have Gran Centenario, I have 1800, I have the Cristalino 1800, which we're going to do a review on. But I wanted to pick the Maestro Dobel Diamante, and I have some notes here so I can make sure I stay on track, because I want to keep these videos about 5 to 10 minutes for you. Right, so the original label of this, Diamante, is diamond in Spanish. The original label was called Diamond, and there's a reason for that. This all comes from the Proximo company. Proximo owns all of the Jose Cuervo, the Gran Centenario, they own the Dobel. They're a huge company, but the guys that are distilling this, they're bosses. They're the real deal. These guys have been doing tequila for centuries, right? It's within the family. They've been doing this a very, very long time. Dobel is really unique. It actually came out in 2008, and it is considered the very first ultra premium tequila. Right, so what consists of this? It is 100% blue agave. And by the way, if you're watching this and you are drinking a mixto, just fucking stop talking. Like, go away. Don't ever talk to me. Like, don't watch these videos, because mixtos are disgusting. They're not real. They're essentially like a grain alcohol. We want to deal with 100% blue agave. This is how we get the real deal stuff, right? All right. So again, 100% blue agave. Jose Cuervo family. Jose Cuervo does have the Especial, which is a terrible, terrible product, but Jose Cuervo is killing tequila. They have some phenomenal tequilas. All right, so this is coming from NAM 1122, and you can see on the tequila, I don't know if I can actually show it to you, this is bottled, and it'll actually have the nomination on there. So it says, you'll have the NAM on there. What NAM is, the NAM will actually be able to show you. So right here it says NAM 1122 on the label. It took me a second to find it. I knew they'd have it. What NAM means is it's a specific it's specific classifications to make sure that the efficacy of what's in this bottle is legit. This is 100% blue agave, and what they're saying is in here is in here. This actually consists of 3 different types of agave. So you have your reposado, which means rested, and it can be aged anywhere from 2 to 12 months. You have your añejo, which means aged, and it can be aged anywhere from 1 to 3 months. And it's also going to have your extra añejo, which is going to be aged for a minimum of 3 years. Excuse me, the añejo is 1 to 3 years. So this is a minimum of 3 years being aged in here. So you have a 3-year minimum of 3-year age, a 1 to 3 year age, and then up to 2 to 12 months. So you have a multitude of different types of tequilas actually in this bottle. What makes this bottle clear is the distillation process, and then the filtration process, how they're actually filtering it to extract all the impurities. The agave in here comes from a single state. It's a single source estate from the volcanic lowlands of the western regions of the Jalisco area down in Mexico. The agave is harvested typically between March and July, and it's right before the rainy season. So, you know, these agaves have reached their full maturity really between that 8 and 10 year mark. This is an awesome tequila. You know, tequila really has kind of exploded. You have things like Patron that really blew up about 10 years ago, and then you have Casamigos, and now you have Teremana. You have all these people that are coming out with their tequilas. These guys have been doing it before you know, The Rock was born, before, you know, George Clooney and Gerber even knew what tequila was, right? So what they're producing here is something that is absolutely phenomenal. Again, Diamante, diamond. So the reason why they do that is it has the same, I guess, classifications as a diamond would, right? Like, what are those staples that we're looking for in a diamond? So we have clarity, which is going to refer to the filtration process, right? Which essentially pulls, as I said, all the impurities as well as the color out of this, right? So you can see, obviously from the bottle into my wonderful glass, it's crystal clear. Okay, I will be tasting it and I'll give you guys my feedback on it. We have the complexity. Complexity is going to be the 3 blends. First product ever, take 3 blends. That Reposado, that Añejo, and then your extra Añejo. Super unique, very different. It's going to give you all the different complexities of what a Reposado is, an Añejo, and an extra Añejo. Remember, they're typically aged in American oak barrels. So they're going to have that oaky flavor, a lot of the caramel notes to it, the honey notes, the fruity notes as it's aged longer. That's what we get out of things like bourbons and certain whiskeys, right? And rums. Same style that we're going to be getting from those longer aged processes. What's so interesting is because it's a clear, it's kind of like a mind fuck. You look at it and you're like, wow, that shouldn't taste the way it's tasting, but because it's an extra añejo, right, Rocco? See? Even he knows extra añejo. It's fantastic. All right, so then we also talk about crispness, which refers to the qualities and the attributes of the agave plant, and then the lowlands and where it's being located and what it really is. Like, where are we getting this from? We're getting it from the specific area of Jalisco, which is the lowlands. It's going to add that crisp, nice, clean bite to it. And the last thing is the craftsmanship, which is these guys. You know, you have. I don't want to mess up their names, but you have Marco Anguiano and Luis Yernas, and these two are like ballers. They know what they're doing. They've been doing this a long time. Everything is produced in small batches. They're going in constantly and going through it, making sure that they're hitting every single point. It's a shame, man. I feel like if if a rapper or if you're a movie star jumped behind this, it would explode. But this is some good ass juice. I'm telling you. You like tequila? Well, let's go through the smell. So the smell on it, I get a little bit of, I'm getting some fruit, I'm getting some citrus on it. Definitely getting some sweeter notes like a honey. There's a slight hint of smoke, some butter notes. Super clean. There's not a lot of burn. Again, your Blanco or your Plata is really what's going to be giving you that heat, right? Because it's not really aged. That's the stuff that you should be using if you're going to make margaritas. From margaritas, we envision this, we see this, and we think this is a Plata, but it's not. It's a Reposado, Añejo, and extra Añejo. It's the flavor profile on it. Awesome. Caramel, honey, vanilla, butterscotch, a little cinnamon. I get some orange notes on it as well. This stuff, I mean, me personally, I was drinking this last night. I was watching Desperado. Yeah, I know, stereotypical, right? But it was so good, which made me want to do the review on this. You know, again, the fact that it's 100% blue agave, the flavor profile on it's outstanding. Super impressed with it. Really just love the way this comes out. And again, I could drink this neat like this. I could throw a couple ice cubes in it. I do think that when you throw ice in it, it starts to kind of flatten it out. I think that it loses the complexity and what this beautiful spirit is in here. The MSRP on something for Diamante is running, I've seen it go anywhere from $45 to $50. Do I think this is worth $50? Absolutely. You're paying for something like whether it's Herradura, whether it's Casamigos, whether it's Don Julio. And by the way, Don Julio 1942, most overrated tequila on the planet. Right? I'm like blown away that people geek out over it and freak out. Jose Cuervo, Reserva de la Familia, is arguably 1,000 times better than that. I'll get a bottle. We'll do a review on it. We'll talk about it. From a price point perspective, it's great. Maybe I'll do that next. But for anywhere from a $45 to $50 bottle, this is unreal. You're paying for that same price for essentially a Casamigos. You're paying for that for a Herradura retail. Herradura is probably $35 or $40. So for an extra $10, and that's for the Blanco, you're not getting an Añejo. You're not getting an extra Añejo. You're not getting like the Don 70 is what comes closest to comparing with this. And the Don 70 is just, it's flat. There's not a lot to it. I don't really necessarily care for the style that they're making it, and you can almost taste what feels like the impurities on it. So for me, this is fantastic. This is great. I really like it. I think that if we Rocco, what do you think? He doesn't give a shit. I think that if I were to give it, my thought is that if we were gonna use this as the hair of the dog, if we were gonna do, I don't know, let's say out of paws, right? I give this 4 paws. Solid, great, absolutely would drink this. It's not gonna break the bank, so it's something that I could drink nightly. I could have a couple of glasses. I could have my friends over. I would not use this to be making cocktails. You can, but I think that it's kind of a waste, right? You want to do something like that, get yourself, Jose Cuervo Tradicional, get yourself El Jimador, get yourself something that's on a lower price point. It's going to cost you 15, 20 bucks, I suppose, or Corazon, as opposed to paying $50 and then mixing it into a tequila, into a margarita. So anyway, that's the first episode of Hair of the Dog. Enjoy your tequila. Adios.